Hello all, this is Priyanka Mahapatra, faculty at Kalam IS for essay. So I'll be taking your essay classes along with your test series and everything related to essay. You can contact me anything related to essay anytime, right? So today we are starting with the first class, and today we'll be having mostly the orientation class. I'll be introducing you with the essay topic. What is it like? What is the importance of essay paper? And what is the current trend that is going on with the essay paper? Okay, how are the topics coming? Is it a combination of both or only one-sided, that is philosophical topics or GS based topics? What was the trend 30 years back? Okay, and what is the committee associated with the introduction of the essay paper, right? And then with conviction you can say that essay is one of the dynamic papers in the UPSC, and you have to prepare it very seriously, right? So now let's get started. So I'll be starting with the introduction of essay paper in UPSC CAC. It is very much different from the essay paper which you were writing in your school time or your graduation days. Okay, so how is it different? Let's see. So it is one of the 9 papers asked in UPSC, and you have to write 2 essays in 3 hours. Okay, there are 9 papers in UPSC mains, and it is one of the paper, and very importantly it has always commanded the same marks as a wholesome GS paper, that is 250 marks. So we can understand the utility of essay paper. We'll discuss that what is the exact utility, why it has been given so much importance in UPSC, right? Then there are 2 sections, as you can see. This is the 2023 paper. Okay, and here you can see there are 2 sections, section A and section B, and there are 4 essays given per section, and you have to choose one topic from each of the section and write on it. Okay, and there where the game lies, that which topic to choose. Okay, so here there are 4 topics, as you can see in section A. In section B there are 4 more topics. You have to choose one topic from each of the parts, and it carries 125 marks per essay. The total comes to around 250 marks. Okay, and this is all about the essay paper which comes in the UPSC CSC mains. So let's now understand what is the utility of this paper. So why was essay paper introduced in the UPSC in the first instance? I must tell you that it was not for testing your English proficiency skills. It was not for testing that. Many students think that essay paper is all about testing your English skills. If you're good at English, if you're good at writing flowery language, then only you can score good in essay paper. But that is a myth. Okay, so you will understand now that what was the utility of this paper when you will understand the vision of the Satish Chandra committee in 1992, which recommended some compulsory paper in essay writing, either in English or in any of the Indian languages which is mentioned in your 8th schedule of your constitution, right? So whichever language you are comfortable in, you can write the essay in that language. But the only checkpoint, what is the whole purpose of this essay paper? The whole purpose of this essay paper is to check the students' knack for comprehension, the knack for critical analysis, the knack for quality of integrated thinking. Okay, how your thinking is integrated, how your thinking is coherent, how you're maintaining the flow with your ideas. That is the whole purpose of the essay paper. Please remember it. It checks also your assimilation of ideas, clarity of expression, how you are putting up your ideas on paper so that it is clearly understood by the examiner. Okay, there should be no ambiguity of thoughts. So these things are checked in your essay paper, not your English skills. Please come out of that myth. Then I would tell you that this Satish Chandra committee was constituted in 1992 when it recommended this essay paper to be included in UPSC mains, and the government accepted this recommendation, and 1993 onwards the essay paper was included. But today, after 30 years, do you think that the objective behind including the essay paper in UPSC still holds good? given the dynamic trend of UPSC essay papers, you know how dynamic paper is, the essay paper is. Okay, every year there is some change in the pattern. Some year it is coming more of philosophical essays, some year it is coming a combination of expository essays, and even the GS based topics, they are also asked in the form of quotations, in the form of philosophical ideas, right? So does that objective still holds good? Yes, I would say yes, it still holds good, because that has been mentioned. We have this similar objective defined in the UPSC directive. Okay, UPSC directive is candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. They will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, to arrange their ideas in coherent fashion, in orderly fashion, to write coherently, concisely, and credit will be given for effective and exact expression. That means it is boiling down to the same thing, that there should be clarity of expression, right? There should be effective and exact expression, no beating around the bush. Okay, so we still have the same directive right in front of us in the notification. So that objective behind the inclusion of essay paper is still holding good after 30 years of time. But there is a difference. What is the difference? Before, this objective was been tested on very simple topics, GS based topics, more of all. Okay? It was tested on simpler GS based topics, but now it has been tested on opinion based topics. This is the difference. That is the philosophical topics. Okay? Yes. So philosophical topics, and this is the main challenge with the students today. They are not able to deal with the philosophical topics. They do not know how to write the, how to approach the philosophical topic. But in this scenario, there are two cases. While on one side, many students, they have got a good knack of scoring good in this essay paper particularly. Okay, every year they're scoring good. You cannot say that everybody is failing in the essay paper. Somebody are scoring 160 plus, even very huge marks in the UPSC essay paper. How it is possible? They have a good knack of understanding the whole objective of UPSC essay directive. Okay, and they're scoring good like our students did. Chaitanya Giri, rank 117, scored 134 marks this year, while other toppers, they are just hovering around 90s this year. Okay, and on the other side, some students, they really struggle to get just average marks. Year on year, they get stuck in 70s or 80s only, and they remain clueless as to where to improve. They are clueless that where they are going wrong. Okay, so there are many problems. Why is that? There are many problems associated with the essay paper that we are going to discuss later. First, we will be discussing, I was telling you about the importance of essay paper. Okay, so you please understand that this is the main idea of including the essay paper. Okay, it's a very special paper because it requires very limited preparation. With limited preparation, you can actually score good. It's not at all a difficult paper unless you get the knack of that art of essay writing. It's an art. Okay, if you know the do's and don'ts, the common mistakes which the aspirants have been committing in the paper, okay, if you're very cautious about what not to do in the essay paper and what to do in the essay paper, then this essay paper becomes very easy for you. Okay, because you're reading so much for the GS already, and thorough GS preparation is the only key to score good in this essay paper. And I understand that this is not enough. You have to value add your essay as well. For that, I am there. Okay, for that, I'll give you essay Marks Improvement Booklet, which has got all types of value addition which is required in the essay. It has got unique examples, quotations, anecdotes, movie references, poems, etc. Okay, even our student Chaitanya Giri, who scored 134 marks, he made short notes out of that material just few days ago and used them in the exam. Okay, so it's very necessary that you use these value addition. He used a lot of poems. He has cleared this exam in the first attempt itself. He had a blank mind and he tried to use value addition in his essay in the form of poems, quotations. He was very clear and that resulted in his good marks, right? So it's a very special paper with limited preparation. You can really score well. Second is it sets tone for mains. That means it is the first paper to be conducted in your mains examination, and if anything goes wrong, that is going to affect your rest of your papers. So it's very important that you do well in this paper. It's a human psychology, you cannot help. If the first paper is going little bit wrong or away from your expectation, then you are bound to get disturbed. Okay, for your rest of your papers कि चलो first paper तो अच्छा नहीं गया, पता नहीं क्या होगा rest papers में. There is a underlying fear and underlying underconfidence. Okay, so it's very important that you do well in this essay paper, do a satisfactory performance in this essay paper. Then it decides your final score as well. I already told you that essay paper has always commanded the same marks as a complete GS paper, that is 250 marks. And if you do not score above 120, then you are not in the list. So 120, 130 should be your target in your test series as well. Okay? Then it can make, it's a game changer. Yes, it's a game changer because it can make or break your chances of UPSC selection. It is that important paper. So you need to give more time to this paper, right? Then it can make or break your chances of selection over a wrong interpretation. If, see, the philosophical topics is a tricky game. If you do not interpret the topic correctly, then you are gone. Okay? If you're interpreting the topic already incorrectly, then your whole content goes irrelevant for that particular exam, for that paper. Right? So, isliye it's very important that you interpret the topic firstly, you take time in interpreting, in understanding the topic firstly, you choose the topic and take some 5-10 minutes of your time after getting the question paper. Okay, let's see how the wrong interpretation has landed people in trouble. Next. Okay, I'll pause down here for 1 minute and you please see this topic. This is a PYQ of 2020-22 and the topic was forests are the best case studies for economic excellence. So you take 1 minute of your time by pausing this video right now and interpret this topic. What do you understand by this topic? Please do that. Right? So this is the topic. As my experience goes, I have talked with many students, as you may also fall in that trap. You would interpret this topic in this way that the forests, how they are helping the economy to grow. Like in the form of nuts, timber, whatever resources the forest is giving to the nation, that is helping the nation grow, the economy grow. This is what the people had written in the essay paper. They thought that it is an environmental topic. Okay, so they would be writing more about forest. What is the utility of forest in a nation, in an economy? Okay, but that is not the meaning of this essay. This point is only one aspect of the essay. You please read this topic again. Forests are the best case studies for the economic excellence. That means forests are the role models. Forests are the role models, case studies, the role models for economic excellence. How forests can be the role models for economic excellence? You just think about a scenario when the economy is self-sustaining. It need not require any exterior help. Then that economy is going to sustain for long. Right? This is called excellence in the economy. Okay, how the economy will self-sustain without any exterior help? When it has all the mechanisms right. When there is circular economy, when there is no wastage of resources, Okay, when everything is going wrong, inflation, all economic parameters are balanced. Okay, it need not require any exterior help. That's what is happening in the forest. Always. Forests are self-sustaining ecosystems. Forests are self-sustaining. How? Because forests, in order to sustain, they do not require any exterior help. There is some ecosystem in the forest which is helping the forest to self-sustain, like nutrient recycling, recycling, all types of water cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle. Everything is going around in the forest in a self-sustainable manner. Okay, there is utilization of resources. There is no wastage. Some kind of wastage is a resource for another species. This is how the forest is self-sustaining, and this can be a role model for the economic excellence. This is what was expected from this topic. You should be writing more about the innovation part. Okay, you should be writing more about the adaptation part. Okay, you should be writing more about the resilience part. Okay, so when people have misinterpreted this topic, then they have landed in very poor marks. Okay, so it's very important that you interpret the topic very correctly. If the interpretation is going wrong, then the whole content, your examples, your arguments, your justification, everything is going wrong, right? Hope I'm clear. Next, this topic. This is also a PYQ. You cannot step twice in the same river. So now you can pause down the video for 1 minute and then interpret this topic again. Right? You cannot step twice in the same river. This topic was also misinterpreted in the exam. Many students misinterpreted this topic in the exam. So what does this topic say? You cannot step twice in the same river. River is all about flowing water. Okay? And the flowing water is very temporary. At 1 second, the water is here, and the next second, the same water is not underneath your feet. It is flown away. Okay, so just as the flowing water by you is not the same water always, so yourself is constantly changing. So this essay topic is more about self-development. When it says that you have to constantly evolve with the dynamics. Okay, you should be very welcoming to change. You cannot say that everything should be status quoist. Okay? So everything is changing in the world so fast that you have to also evolve with the changing pattern. Think about yourself, that you yourself is not the same person at every moment. As time passes, you gain new experiences, new things, and grow. That is why this topic emphasizes upon living in the present and embracing the ever-evolving nature of life. So this was the main idea of this topic. Okay, so now comes the main question, that why do some people, they score in 80s, 70s, and why do people score in 160s, 170s, some people? Okay, why such a gulf? Because of this directive. You must know that this is a directive given in our notification, in our UPSC notification, and this is not a thing to be taken lightly, right? So this directive is not to be taken lightly. This is a very serious aspect for your essay preparation, right? So from this directive, as I already read out to you, candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. Yes, this is what is happening. You are writing 2 topics in the exam. Okay? They will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay. This is one thing. To arrange their ideas in orderly fashion. This is second thing. And to write concisely. This is third thing. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. Fourth and fifth. So these are the 5 things that are expected from you while writing the essay. So you should be remembering this by heart. Okay? So I would tell that there are 5 mantras. There are 5 mantras to good essay writing, and the scorers who are scoring really good in this paper, they are actually remembering or abiding by this directive of essay. So let's now understand what is the meaning of each and every directive which the UPSC is expecting from you. First is closeness to the topic. That means you will not write anything irrelevant. You will not write anything beating around the bush. You should be writing everything to the point. You should be writing very much which is relevant to the particular essay. Every justification, every argument of yours should be in line with the essay topic, with the demand of the essay topic. You should not write anything which is not related to this essay topic, just to fill in the pages or just because it came to your mind. Okay, you should be very much careful about that. Okay, so this is one mantra. For example, management of Indian borders disputes. Okay, this is a PYQ. A complex task. Management of Indian border disputes, a complex task. So here the keywords are management and Indian border dispute. So here focus should be more on Indian border disputes rather than other countries' disputes. ठीक है, ये focus नहीं होना चाहिए. Focus होना चाहिए which is asked in your exam, that is Indian border disputes. Again, emphasis should be on the management aspect rather than going into the physical or geopolitical aspect. Yes, I agree that they can be a peripheral part, but the focus, the main arguments of yours should be around the management aspect, and that to Indian border disputes. So this is what we mean writing closely to the topic. Okay, you are not deviating from the topic, you are just writing what is asked in the topic, right? Second mantra, arranging ideas in orderly fashion. Okay, so most important major dimension should be arranged first, and other unimportant dimensions should follow. Okay, so here I mean that, for example, you should not be writing the solution first, you should be writing the challenges first. Okay, so first challenges would come, then the solution part would come. For example, another thing, that if a topic is given, you would break down the topic for creating your dimensions, and you would address what is asked explicitly first, which is visible from the topic itself, right? And then you would come to some implicit dimensions, right? So here the arrangement of ideas in orderly fashion means whichever is important dimension, that should be addressed first, then unimportant dimensions, and that is to be decided in the brainstorming session itself. Then comes para interlinkage. Also, for the ideas to be arranged in the orderly fashion, you should be having some interlinkages words also. Okay, like firstly, secondly, thirdly, in addition to, furthermore. So we will learn about it. There is a proper class for the organic linkage between the dimensions and how to establish that. Okay? So para interlinkages is an important aspect of essay writing, where you would be connecting words to showcase your natural flow of ideas. Okay? This is the second aspect. You should be keeping it in your mind. The third aspect, third mantra, is writing concisely. That means to the point. Again, it is coming to the same point that you should not be beating around the bush. You should be writing everything which is relevant for the particular essay. One paragraph, one idea approach we should be following. Okay? For the ideas to be concise, it's the best way to present your ideas. That means when you are starting with a new paragraph, that means you are starting with some new idea. You are starting with some new idea. And please remember that in that paragraph, only one idea has to be discussed. You should not be writing so many ideas. You should not be writing so many examples at one place. The essay paper is not about showcasing that how much you know, how widely you know, how much examples you can set for climate change. You are not there to showcase there. You are showcasing your argument and one example to justify that argument. Okay? So one example is enough for one argument. At the most, you can give 2 examples. But you need not write so many examples. ऐसे comma करके बहुत सारे examples लिखने से कोई फायदा नहीं. And this is the main difference between the GS paper and essay paper. In GS, what do? You write so many things at one place and it is self-understood. The examiner will understand that why this is written. But in the essay paper, whatever example you are trying to give, that should be explained in the context of the essay. Okay, if you are writing one scheme's name or any personality's name, then you should be justifying that why that personality name that you have mentioned there is should be there in the essay. You should be explaining that personality's name in the context of the essay. Some background, some story related to it. Okay, that we will see in the coming classes. So this is the main difference. Okay, so you should be following one paragraph, one idea approach always. Whenever you are starting with a new paragraph, that means you are starting with some new idea. Give your argument for that idea, give the example for that idea, then you are finished with that paragraph. Then come to the second paragraph. Then start with some second idea, new idea. Give some other example. This is how your essay will be diverse. When you are giving examples from different spheres, see, people would be saying that your essay should be multidimensional, your essay should be diverse. So there are 2 things over here. Diverse means you should be having examples from all spheres. Some political example, some economic example, some entrepreneurship example, some very contemporary example, world view, giving the global view. That means you're coming up with some international example, some historical example. So that way your essay will be more diverse. And how it will be multidimensional? When you will bring up many dimensions to your essay. You would be writing thesis, you should be writing antithesis, the counter argument part, then the way ahead part, the challenges part. Okay, you should be addressing the essay with various dimensions, like in and out we will discuss. Now you will be not able to understand, we'll discuss that. So that will make your essay multidimensional. And when your essay has many examples from all spheres, that will make your essay diverse. This is the difference. Okay? So here Please remember, one paragraph, one idea approach. This will be seeing in the body part, how this will be executed when we will be discussing the body part. Then the expression should be effective. Okay, that means it should be relevant and it should be creating some impact on the examiner. The examiner should get convinced. You're convincing the examiner with your arguments and examples. पहले तो आप argument देते हो, that means some kind of analysis you are giving of your thought process. Why do you give one example after that? Because you should substantiate your analysis. You should substantiate your argument. Then only the examiner will be convinced. Okay, so your expression should be effective and the expression should be exact at the same time. That means there should be clarity of thought process. Okay, so these are the 5 things you should be having it in your mind while writing your essay. I would rather say, please make a checklist which should be there on your table, okay, while writing your essay, and you should be actually meeting those checklist points while writing the essay so that you're not deviating from your topic, right? So many points would come later also to add in that checklist, but these are the first 5 points that should be there in your checklist, and based on these 5 points we are actually evaluating your paper, right? Then comes how to choose the topic. See, choosing the topic is also a very important task. Okay, after getting the question paper, you need not start right away. You should spend your 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of your time in choosing the topic firstly, because you cannot change the topic midway. That is a wastage of your time, energy, and you will be disturbed that kya ho gaya? How would I manage time right now? If I have spent so much of my time in that essay and now I'm not able to carry forward that essay, I have to scratch that essay. Then you have to leave that essay in the midway. So it will be very chaotic. That's why you should be actually choosing the topic firstly by spending some time on it. Because you are writing 1000 to 1200 words on it. It's not a small task. You're writing a long text on it. So you should be having proper ideas to make it very interesting for the examiner. You should not be repeating your ideas. You should not be duplicating your content. These are strict no-nos for the essays. That's why you should choose a topic where you are having proper content with you. Okay, we'll see what are the pointers to check. Okay, so there should be careful planning and also distribution of your multi-dimensions. Okay, that topic is going to be your topic where you are very comfortable. Okay, because you have to write a long text of 1000 to 1200 words on it, 8 to 10 pages on it. Understanding? So you should be having fair understanding of the topic firstly. You should be having a fair understanding of the topic. Maybe it's a philosophical topic or a GS based topic. You should be having a fair understanding of the topic firstly. Okay, so the UPSC trend is changing from philosophical to expository, like philosophical topics were all over the essay paper in 2021-22. Again in 2023, what happened? There was a combination of both. So you cannot rely on one modality, one mode of preparation. You cannot say that only philosophical topics I would prepare and go, then I'll be saved. No. UPSC can change to expository or GS based topics anytime. It can also give you all the topics as GS based topics in the form of quotations. Okay? So you should be prepared with both the trend, both the topics, that is the philosophical topics and the GS based topics. Okay? So UPSC is very much changing. The trend is really changing fast. So on those cases, and the topics have now gone to opinion based. So you need on the spot thinking. Then and there, you should be able to think what will be the dimensions, what can be the other interpretations of this topic. So interpretation is most important in this case. Okay, do you remember this topic? If development is not engendered, it is endangered. This is the PYQ of 2016. Okay, when I was appearing for this exam. Okay, so this topic had multiple interpretations that we came to know after writing the exam. And UPSC respected the multiple interpretations of the students unless it is very vague or out of the way. Okay, so that is why it was rewarded with similar marks for multiple interpretation of the students. Okay, after that, the UPSC gave us a notification that we would be accepting other interpretations of this topic as well. Okay, so interpretation is the important game over here. So you have to be sure that whatever you are interpreting the topic, whatever way you are interpreting the topic, that should be right. Okay, then comes the awareness level, or how much you are familiar with the topic. Okay, this is also a pointer we should keep it in our mind while choosing the topic. Okay, so awareness level, familiarity, how much you are familiar with the topic, that also counts on choosing the topic. Then you should be also clear that you are generating multiple dimensions on it. If in one essay you are able to generate only 1-2 dimensions, then that is not your essay. However beautifully you write, you're only going to get average marks. Remember, in essay paper, you have to make multiple interpretations. You have to at least come with 4 to 5 important dimensions. 4 to 5. Okay? Then only your essay will look multidimensional. So you have to make sure that you are able to generate at least 4 or 5 dimensions for that particular topic. You should make sure that you're able to generate the counter argument part, the antithesis part. You have to make sure that you are having enough examples to substantiate your arguments there. Otherwise, why will the examiner believe you? Why will the examiner believe on your Hawawazi? Only if you write the analysis part. So it's very important that you give examples, you give case studies, you give facts, you give anecdotes. You should be giving reports in order to substantiate your arguments. Very, very important. So now the essay paper should be like a very good combination, a blend of your arguments and examples both. It cannot be one way. You should not run away by giving only examples. Then also your essay paper is incomplete. You'll be getting only average marks without analysis, without giving your argument. If you're writing only arguments and not giving examples for those arguments, then only your essay paper is incomplete. So please remember that you have to make a good combination of argument and example. Okay? So I'll be coming to this point again, that you should make sure that you're able to generate multiple dimensions, at least 4 or 5 dimensions for that particular essay. If you're able to generate 4 or 5 dimensions, then that topic is your topic for the day. Okay? Then I told you about the substantiation thing. This also you have to make sure while choosing the topic. Okay? If you are not, mathematics is the music of reason. If you're not good at mathematics, or the examples are not coming to your mind, then how will you write that topic? So you should be writing facts, examples to substantiate there. Okay? Then you should be having an optimistic conclusion also to your essay. The conclusion cannot be ambiguous, cannot be left with a question mark. Right? So you should be actually solving the case before ending your essay. Okay? So that therefore you should also make sure that you are able to conclude that particular essay very optimistically, very futuristically. So these are the pointers which you should be keeping it in your mind while choosing the topic. Okay, there are some common mistakes. There are some common mistakes which should be avoided while choosing the topic. First, do not go by this myth. Popular versus unpopular topic. You would think that, okay, many students would be writing about the women topic. Women is a very popular theme. Everybody would have prepared so nicely. For GS also, we read so much about women. Okay? So I would not write this women topic. Even if you are very comfortable with that topic, even if you are having the best of content there, but you make that mistake of not choosing that topic only because it's a popular topic. And many people would have written, if I write the best of content, then also I'm not going to get good marks. There will be so much of copies with the examiner to read about that same content, then I would not be getting more marks. No, this is a complete myth. Please go by that topic in which you are comfortable in. Many people would not write the best of content. If you are having the best of content to substantiate your arguments, then nothing like it. You would be getting the best of marks. Okay? So please understand, do not go by this comparison, unpopular versus popular. For example, this topic of 2021, the real is rational and the rational is real. This is a very vague topic. Unless you are from political science background or from philosophical background, you cannot attempt this topic. But imagine a situation where there is a woman topic, there is this topic, and you choose to write this topic only because you are thinking that woman topic is very popular, and if I write the best of content, then also I'm going to get average marks. Then you're going to fail in this topic because for this topic you're not having enough content, right? So always go by the topic in which you are comfortable in. Okay. Then comes the other don't. Changing topics midway, which I already told you. Please do not make this mistake, because you will be wasting your energy, your time, everything. Okay, there will be only frustration. Okay. So please follow these 5 pointers. Make a checklist while choosing your topic. Very, very important. Let's now understand the trend. Okay, so I already told you that the topics can be divided majorly into philosophical topics and GS based topic. This is the GS based topics. Okay, philosophical topics, as you know, they look like this. Ships do not sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets into them. 2020 topic, sorry. Values are not what humanity is, but what humanity ought to be. 2019 topic. Best for an individual is not necessarily best for society. 2019 topic. So these are the philosophical essays you are getting in the UPSC. Again, expository essays. I told you that in 2023 there was a topic on girls, women aspect, then mathematics, society, social justice. A society that has more justice is a society that needs less charity. 2023 topic. Education पे आ गया था. Again, in 2016 you had a topic about digital economy. Okay, about the economic measures on fiscal types between the union and the states, the fiscal measures, the fiscal arrangement between the union and the states. There was a topic in 2017. So this is how the GS based topics also come in the UPSC. But you can see that how the social justice is asked, more of a quotation format. Okay, so this also you need to keep it in your mind. So by seeing all the topics throughout, let's say from 2016 onwards, I have observed there is a recurrent theme which is appearing in UPSC paper. Okay, there are around 9 to 10 or 11 themes on which you can prepare your essay paper and you can get comfortable. Yeah. So woman is a very important aspect because so many questions have come over the years. In 2023 it had come, to 20 it had come, to 17, 16. So it is coming regularly. So this is a very important theme you should be preparing on. Girls are weighed down by restrictions, boys with demands, two equally harmful disciplines. 2023 paper. So it was related to patriarchal society. Again, patriarchy is the least noticed yet the most significant structure of social inequality. Okay, 2020 topic. Okay. Fulfillment of new women in India is a myth. This is also more or less related to patriarchal society. Okay, so there is a theme which is running in the UPSC papers. Okay, so this you should be preparing. Again, come to social justice and poverty. This is also a very important theme. In 2023, you got a topic: a society that has more justice is a society that needs less charity. Then in 2020, again social justice appeared. There can be no social justice without economic prosperity, but economic prosperity without social justice is meaningless. Neglect of primary healthcare and education also came are the reasons for its backwardness. 2019. So this is how the themes have been recognized where UPSC is coming up with its topic. Every alternate year, you can say, okay, every 2-3 years they are repeating the old themes. Okay, in this is also very important theme: federalism and decentralization. Impact of the new economic measures on fiscal ties between the union and the states. This was repeated there. Then water disputes between states in federal India, cooperative federalism. This also is a very important theme which is not asked in the recent times, but this is expected. Okay? Inclusive economy and economic justice. Same. I told you poverty has been coming. Then economic excellence, which we discussed. Farming has been coming, very important theme which you should be preparing on. Okay, digital economy. So if you prepare these 10-11 themes, then your preparation is almost done in essay. Okay, education and morality, very important theme. See how education is always asked. It is based on morality. It is always asked on this moral angle. So there is a theme in education you should be always preparing on. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learnt in school. Destiny of a nation is shaped in its classrooms, 2017 topic. Again, some subject discourse is also appearing in the UPSC in the recent times. In 2023, we had about mathematics. In 2022, we had about history. History is a series of victories won by the scientific man over the romantic man. In 2021, also we had about the history. Poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world, about the poetry. Okay, in 2022. Okay, this is how some subject discourse is also appearing again and again in the UPSC. Technology. This is also a very, very expected topic for this year as well. Okay, the process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. What is research but a blind date with knowledge? 2021 topic. Technology is a silent factor in international relations, 2020 topic. So this is how about artificial intelligence also it has already come. So it can come again in 2024. Okay, so these are the themes you should be preparing on. Okay, these are the themes also based on which we are also giving questions in our test series. Okay, then comes the philosophical topic. In philosophical topic, you will find more about your character, ethics, your self-development towards excellence. Okay, I have arranged the topics. Not all who wander are lost. A smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Values, wander. Philosophy of wantlessness is a utopian, while materialism is a chimera. Your perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. 2021 topic. Okay, so it is more about character and ethics part. Okay, ships do not sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets into them. Your character. Okay, how you're dealing with the problems, how you're dealing with your surroundings, your character. Okay, so this is how the repetition of themes is seen. Again, I was telling you about the knowledge and personal growth. This is also very, very important theme, personal growth. You would see that in 2023, all the 4 topics were based on this aspect. Personal growth. Thinking is like a game, but it does not begin unless there is an opposite theme. Visionary decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. Inspiration for creativity springs from the effort to look for the magical in the mundane. Your personal growth, that we are going to discuss more in the coming slides. Okay? So these are all the 2023 topics. Okay? Then towards excellence, also topics have come. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. You cannot step twice in the same river. So it is more about towards excellence. There are better practices to best practices. Just because you have a choice, it does not mean that any of them has to be right. Okay, so these are the recurrent themes you would agree with me that are repeating over the years. So you should be preparing based on these lines. Okay, then we come to the management of time in the paper, right? Yeah, management of time in the paper is a very important aspect again. How will you manage the time? Because you have to give equal time to both the essays. That is why the UPSC is testing on multiple topics in order to know your management of time aspect. Okay? So you are expected to give equal time to both the topics. And if don't be in that misconception that if you're writing the first topic very nicely with the best of content you're having, and even if you're faltering on the second topic, then everything will go well. No. You will just get above average marks in the first topic, even if you're writing the best of content, and you will be getting very less marks in the second essay because you haven't completed even the topic, or you haven't written very satisfactorily in the topic. Okay, your overall score will go down. And think of a situation where you have completed both the topics in a decent manner. Then your score will go up. Okay? So it's very important that you give equal time for both the topics. And some of the important things to remember, as I already told you, first 5 minutes should be given for choosing the topic. Okay? Once you have chosen the topic, then you would come to the brainstorming session for the next 20 minutes. This I'm talking for one essay, first essay. Okay, so 20 minutes of your time should be spent in the brainstorming. Okay, total 40 minutes of your time out of 3 hours. Okay, and then after brainstorming, you would spend 1 hour 5 minutes for writing down the essay. And this is enough for writing the whole essay when you have done a proper brainstorming with this 20 minutes of your time. Okay, we'll talk more about the brainstorming session, what to do there. Okay, what is to be made sure in the brainstorming session. And last 5 minutes bhi bachta hai, that you should be keeping for the last minutes checks and corrections, because many students, they commit certain mistakes, grammatical errors, or spelling mistakes. Okay, or they would have forgotten to underline the keywords of the essay. So these things can be checked in the last 5 minutes of your time. So this is how your 1.5 hours has to be planned. ठीक है? Hope I'm clear with the management of time. And if you manage your time, your first 1.5 hours, that is the half of your time, well, for the first essay, then your second essay has to go good. Okay. Then we come to the management of essay paper. How will you manage those 8 to 10 pages? You're actually getting 11 pages in UPSC. So how you're going to manage those 11 pages? Okay, you would ask me, ma'am, that how much intro I can write, where to conclude. Okay, is it that conclusion is same as way forward? If I've written way forward, does it mean the same as conclusion? Okay, how much should I write the body? Okay, in body, which dimension should be given, how much weightage? There's so many things about the managing, about managing the space in the essay paper. So I would tell that for introduction part, do not cross 2 pages of your space. Limit your introduction to the first 2 pages of your answer sheet. Then only your all parts of your essay will get justified space. Otherwise, your other parts of your essay is bound to suffer. Okay, if your introduction is going to 3-4 pages, then that is not the objective of introduction. Introduction has to be very brief, very impactful. And 2 pages are enough for that. Okay. Then conclusion, last page has to be kept dedicated for conclusion. It's a separate aspect of the essay, very much different from the way forward of the essay. Okay. Then comes the body part. So you're getting actually 7 to 8 pages for it. And for 7-8 pages, actually you have to prepare 15 arguments, including the counter argument part or the way ahead part. Okay. So here you can see that how 7 to 8 pages will have 15 arguments when 1 page will have 2 arguments. That means also that 1 page, ये page है, you should not be writing your content for the whole page in 1 paragraph. This is a bad idea. Okay, so you should be actually writing minimum 2 paragraphs in 1 page. Okay, so you should be avoiding long paragraphs. You should be going for short paragraphs. That is the whole purpose here. Okay, so this is how you should be managing your space. Then you have to prioritize those ideas in the brainstorming session itself. Okay, and while everything is decided in the brainstorming session, then in the writing part, you just need to expand those ideas and write while referring to the brainstorming part. Okay. Then we come to the brainstorming session. I was telling you how important is brainstorming session. See, you must have written 1 or 2 essays till now, or even if somebody is new to essay writing, not written any essay, there is a mistake of repeating content throughout the essay. Because see, if you're writing 8 to 10 pages on a topic, on a particular topic, okay, and you're just relying on your mind, on your brain, that whatever my brain says me or gives me the idea, I'll just write it instantly. Okay, so here the problem is that there is a chance, there is 100% chance that you will repeat your ideas. The idea which you would have written in the first page, that will again come in the 7th page. This is a very common mistake within the aspirants. So there is a duplication of content, and with this the examiner will think that you're running short of ideas. You're repeating the content, you're just beating around the bush, you're just summarizing the content again and again. There is no new content. You're not able to give diverse points. You're not able to showcase your multidimensionality in your essay. So this is a very negative point. Okay? So for that, you have to properly plan those 8 pages or 10 pages. 8 pages, I'm talking about the body part. Okay, don't write only 8 pages. You have to fill in at least 10 pages in your exam when you're given 11 pages for writing. Okay, so last 2 pages of your UPSC answer sheet are given blank to you. That is for the rough work, and that is where you need to do the brainstorming part for that particular essay. So it is very important that before the actual writing of the essay, you brainstorm properly. And in the brainstorming page, you write everything which is relevant, irrelevant, structured, unstructured, whatever idea is coming to your mind, just note it down on that paper. Okay? Then what do? After noting down all the points, you would decide that what is the order of the points, which point is to be there, which point need not be there, is irrelevant for this particular essay. Then you would fix the order, that which dimension should be addressed first in the topic according to the demand of the essay, which dimension should come last, what should be the counter argument part of the essay. In fact, you would define also what will be the introduction of the essay. How and what anecdote am I going to write for an impactful introduction? How I'm going to reconnect to the introduction so that I make a very effective conclusion. Because these are the 2 parts based on which you will be given marks. The concluding paragraph has to be very effective, very catchy, based on which this is the last paragraph which the examiner will read out and give you marks. So in the brainstorming session, you would decide that also, the introduction part, how will you introduce, which anecdote should I use, and the anecdote which is used, is it actually meeting the demand of the essay, or it is very haphazard. Okay, then you would come to the dimensions, the generation of dimensions, the macro arguments, the micro arguments, examples to justify your arguments. Everything has to be decided. A proper skeleton has to be made in the rough sheet of your UPSC answer sheet. Everything has to be decided. Okay, so for that you need 20 minutes of your time, and 20 minutes of your time is a very important time out of your 1.5 hours, so that you should not be wasting at all. You should be actually defining everything, so that after that you just need to expand the skeleton. You have no other stress. Okay, everything is decided, just I have to expand the content in the rest of the pages. Okay, so this is the benefit, that is, it will not showcase that you are running short of ideas. There will be no duplication of content, there will be no repetition of ideas, everything is very sorted. Your examples will be diverse, because while brainstorming session, you have decided that which example would go in which argument, and you will make sure there that your examples are from different fields. Okay, so this is how the brainstorming session. And very importantly, while generating your content for the essay, you would make sure that you are sticking to the UPSC directive, which I told you, that those 5 parameters, those 5 mantras of essay writing. Okay, this is also very important to be checked in the brainstorming session. Okay, and most importantly, brainstorming session has to be done one after another. You should not brainstorm for both the essays at one time. Okay, only for the benefit of focus. That I'm telling you, only for the benefit of focus, because when you brainstorm for a particular essay, all the ideas are very fresh in your mind. So complete that. Finish that writing of the essay. Then you come to the second essay. Brainstorm that essay again. Again, the ideas will be very fresh for that particular essay. In what aspect did you write? In which perspective did you generate that argument or example? Everything would be fresh for that particular essay. Then you would write the second essay. This is how the brainstorming should be done. Okay. Lastly, I would show you one picture where the brainstorming session has been done very elaborately. This is how the brainstorming is done in the rough sheet of your answer sheet. Okay, hope I'm clear with everything. Okay, so this is all about the essay paper. The orientation class is over. I told you about the management of time, management of space, what is the utility of brainstorming session, and how the essay paper was introduced in the essay, what was the objective behind it, and how you should be also keeping the vision of UPSC always in your mind, because you should be catering to the appetite to whom you're offering your things. Okay, for example, you cook a food, you are offering to someone, and then you ask that kaisa laga, how was the food? If the person is diabetic and you have prepared a very nice dessert, sugary dessert, will he appreciate? No, never. That is why you should be writing the essay according to the appetite of UPSC. Please remember, it is not about writing your essay from your perspective. You should be actually writing the essay from the UPSC perspective, how UPSC is wanting you to write the essay. Okay, so those mantras you should be keeping it in your mind while choosing the topic. Also, you should be very much clear about the checklist which I told you. Okay, so with these things in your mind, I'm sure that you will be able to write a very good essay. So in the next class, I would be discussing about the introduction part, that how to introduce the essay, what are the parts of introduction, the CST approach, okay, the context, the scope, and the thesis part, and how they are actually written. We'll be having more of practice sessions. We'll be more having an interactive kind of discussion there, where you would be also given a chance to generate your arguments or generate the introduction part of the essay, then catch up with mine, so that you know that where you're going wrong and how the introduction could have been more better. Am I actually meeting the demand of the UPSC type introductions, essay introductions? Okay, so those things we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you so much.